Hello everyone, Fred here. In this installment of TBP Dynamite, I'm going to be explaining why Chris Evans should play Mr. Fantastic in Avengers Doomsday. First things first though, if you haven't already, let me encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I'm currently at just over 450 subscribers and I'm really trying to make it to 500 by the end of this year. I post film, book, and TV series reviews. I do opinion pieces on entertainment, news, and affairs. I'm also an author of adult and young adult mystery novels. I recently released a new short mystery called The Intruder. There's a link to it in my video description below, and I encourage you to check it out as well. With that in mind and without further ado, I'm going to just jump right into it. So Disney Marvel has just announced that Chris Evans will be returning to the MCU for Avengers Doomsday, finally confirming in part rumors that have been circling since the Marvels tanked that Panic Studio executives wanted him and Robert Downey Jr. back in the MCU to rehabilitate the brand in the eyes of fans and audiences. Now it's still unknown exactly which character Chris Evans will be playing in Avengers Doomsday, but I really think it should be Mr. Fantastic. Actually, I think it should be the Mr. Fantastic of the same universe that has Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. Disney Marvel appears to basically be creatively bankrupt at this point, and the only trick the company has left up its sleeve seems to be nostalgia baiting and falling back on an almost pastiche storytelling style that imitates but does not directly copy more successful moments and movies from the MCU's history. That's why the company hired Robert Downey Jr. to portray Dr. Doom in the first place. That's why the company hired Chris Evans back to appear in this movie in the first place. And that's why I think the company should just complete the gag by having Chris Evans portray Mr. Fantastic, who is of course Dr. Doom's arch enemy. It would set the internet ablaze with fanboying over the casting choice. It would allow the movie to make billions of solid inside jokes about Steve Rogers and Tony Stark's iconic MCU feud in Civil War, as well as about how Chris Evans played Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, in those previous 2000s Fantastic Four movies. I can already see a hilarious introductory scene now where Chris Evans comes on screen for the first time as Mr. Fantastic and someone asks him what he's doing in a particular place and why he's there, and he responds by saying with a completely straight face, "I got a promotion." And that's just one of the many epic situations that could arise from that casting choice. Chris Evans as Mr. Fantastic would also probably help sell a few more tickets to Avengers Doomsday and keep the MCU relevant for another 5 minutes, which is exactly what Disney Marvel wants right now. So yeah, Chris Evans needs to play Mr. Fantastic in Avengers Doomsday, and he definitely also needs to interact with the multiversal John Krasinski and Pedro Pascal versions of the character at some point. If you haven't guessed by now, I'm just joking, but you bought it for a moment though, didn't you? Anyway, Merry Christmas, and as always, end Hollywood nostalgia baiting. Meanwhile, if you like this video and made it this far, don't forget to leave a like, click subscribe, ring that bell, and hey, follow me on social media as well. So long.